everyone, it's Haze, and in today's video we are once again going to be doing the Miraculous Monday meme review where my friend Hedge and sometimes his husband Bush, but I've been reliably informed Bush is not taking part of this video. I know, sad times, but my friend Hedge finds me the best miraculous memes from across the internet and I react to them. So two things before we go ahead and start. The reason why Hedge finds these memes for me is because they're like a first reaction, see what I'm gonna talk about. So as it stands right now, as I'm filming this, I have no idea what I'm about to talk about. So I could end up discussing some theories, some ideas I have for what's gonna happen in the rest of season 5 of Miraculous Ladybug. So if you have read the show Bible and I have not, and I would like to keep it that way, as do most people in my comments, a lot of people watch my videos because they know I'm not discussing Bible spoilers. Please keep your opinions to yourself. If you cannot comment anything without confirming or denying a theory I have because you've read the Bible, please don't comment at all. The second thing, Haze, where are you? Okay, so right now we're redecorating my bedroom. It was meant to be done by Sunday. I'm filming this on a Tuesday. Didn't end up getting finished due to things I won't bother explaining in this video because you're probably not interested, that's fine. I won't get into it, but yeah, that's the reason we're not in my bedroom, because there's basically no furniture in there. I guess I could have filmed this video in there, but because there's literally nothing in there, it would have been very, very echoey. So I'm actually downstairs in the dining room. Isn't this a cool picture? It's my mum's lovely tulips. Went with the theme of the channel, so I thought this was going to be a good place to film the meme review. However, probably from the next video you see, I think I'll be back in my bedroom, so don't worry about it, besties. But I think that's all I got to say, so let's just get right into the meme review then. Okay, so meme number 1. Hawkmoth brainstorming. How about horrificator? Wait, no, I already did that one. So Hedge said, do you ever wonder if Gabe is about to akumatize a really powerful villain, but he can't think of a good name, so he just gives up? Just me? Well, I mean, right, okay. This is like a Thomas Asterisk thing. I have a problem I have. Well, I have many problems with this man. So there are some Akumas that are definitely more successful, like Style Queen. That's a pretty powerful one. Optigami did a good job too. So I remember someone asking Thomas Asterisk, I think it was a while ago now, this didn't happen last week, it's probably like a year ago, if not more at this point, asking why when a really good plan that is going somewhat well fails, why he doesn't try it again but change it slightly. And Thomas Asterisk was like, well, doing the same thing over and over is a definition of madness. And like, yeah, okay, you're correct. Like, doing the same thing and expecting different results is a definition of madness. Yes, I agree. However, at the same time, Gamer akumatized several times, Mr. Pigeon 72 times. There are loads of instances where we've had more than one Akuma of the same thing. Why isn't that applying? I see what you're saying. You may not feature an Akuma again, even if it was a fairly good one, because Hawkmoth was like, oh, it didn't work, but like you tried a bit harder, did something a bit different with it, I think it could work. Versus, I'm gonna re-akumatize all the exact same people over and over again, like Mr. Pigeon, and expect different results without really changing anything. You know what I mean? It didn't... Considering the amount of repeats we've had, and don't get me wrong, I don't mind repeats. Often when there's a repeat, for example, Glaciator 2, I didn't mind the repeat in that episode because the episode took a deeper look at how Marinette's feeling, how Cat Noir's feeling, and the Marichat relationship. So I don't mind the repeats because often when there's a repeats, the goal of the repeats is something a bit different than just the Akuma attack. So in theory, I don't mind the repeats. I quite like them for the most part. But considering what Thomas has said, those two things didn't quite make sense and add up for me, if that, you get what I mean, you know? So next theme. You can't defeat me. I know, but he can. Sass. I mean, yeah, like, this is like another problem I have with Miraculous, is that, don't get me wrong, I know it's for children, but it's like, Hawk Daddy can basically never win because of the time travel aspects to the show. Like, a big part of me does wish that they'd never included time travel in the show, whether Zas or Fluff. Not because I dislike Bunnix or Viperion or Sass or Fluff, that's not the reason why. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed some of the time travel episodes. I love Time Tagger, I love Evolution. But it just makes things unnecessarily complicated, and it also means that whoever well, usually means whoever's in possession of them can't lose. And it's just a bit like, I don't know, I feel like it would add so much higher stakes in the show if neither of these Miraculouses existed. Yeah, don't get me wrong, the episodes with time traveling are very good. I love Wishmaker as well, and Desperado really, well, I don't enjoy the aspic part of Desperado, but just in general the episode. But I do wish they never bothered including time travel, to be honest. It makes for some interesting storylines, but it also does really lower the stakes, because it's just kind of like, well, if they do something really wrong, Bunnix can just come from the future and say, hey, you weren't supposed to do that, and take them back, like in Cat Blanc. Don't get me wrong, Cat Blanc is an amazing episode, and without the time travel aspects to the show, that episode would never happened. I understand, but it's also just like they can make any mistakes if they want, because you can just basically erase it, which I'm not always sure I like. You know, I mean, it really lowers the stakes. It's probably one of my least favourite things about Miraculous. You all know I love the show dearly, but it's probably one thing I really dislike about the show, the time travel. I don't know. Do you agree with me on that? I don't know. Maybe it's just because the time travel gets so messy in the show. If it was executed much better, like if you watch the video I did with Edward that was like basically trying to explain time travel in the show, it's so messy and full of plot holes. Yeah, anyway. Next meme. Ladybug, masterful / the public, cat noir. I was about to say I never understood why he favoured her. It was pretty obvious that from the start he was looking at her to be the next Guardian. That's kind of what season 3 was to me. Obviously right at the end she becomes the Guardian, but kind of throughout that we see them interact more during that whole season. So it kind of seemed like he was kind of training her up to be the next Guardian. So I don't hate it completely, but he just completely ignored Cat Noir, which I just found so odd, because I always viewed Master Fu as someone so nice and kind and gentle, like especially in comparison to Suhan, who was very abrasive and kind of rude and mean sometimes. But Cat Noir needed that support too. Like, I think it was in the episode Siren where he's like, no one tells me anything. No one tells me anything. So I never really understood why he was like that. Even if you already knew Adrian wasn't going to be the Guardian, fine, whatever, don't care. He still needed that support. I never got it. I don't know, like I feel like Cat Noir's okay without having the public completely behind him. Everyone knows Ladybug's in charge, but the public still really like Cat Noir. Like, is it in the start of Lies? He's waiting for Ladybug to show up to their patrol. She doesn't show. He's like, well, okay, I'll start it myself. There's that group of boys, I think, who will start taking selfies with him. The public does like him, but I'm not saying Master Fu never did like him. I'm sure he did. But like, why did he just ignore him? Like, I can't even, so how many interactions did they had? So right at the start in Origins, and then I think the next time they spoke was in season 2 in Siren, where basically Cat Noir complains to Ladybug about being left out of the loop because he doesn't understand these magic food or whatever. And then he shows up at his house to be his new Mandarin teacher. And then after that, I want to say Party Crasher, he goes to Adrian's party, right? And then I think the final time he spoke to Master Fu was probably in Miracle Queen, when he rescinds the box to Ladybug. And I guess probably also in Furious Fu in season 4, but at that point he has no idea who he is. You know what I mean? I always found it strange that he just basically ignored him. He needs that support too, and after, especially when we watched Feast, and we got all this information about how Fu had been treated back at the temple. You know, a lot of the times when you're treated badly in a certain way, it can make you be like, well, I've been treated this way, I know how it feels, I don't want anyone else to feel like that, so therefore I'm gonna try and not let myself act like that. So if he was treated horribly at the temple, why has he then like basically allowed himself to treat Adrian, not in the exact same way, because like Master Fu was always surrounded, it seems, by Elder Guardians who were treating him terribly, whereas in this case he's basically just ignored Adrian, which is still not nice treatment, but it's not the same as like him being bullied, I guess. But it's still not nice, so why do they ever think that was okay? I don't know. Next meme. So Miraculous writers, oh god, I know a lot of people have a problem with the writing in the show, I don't understand why. So Miraculous writers, Ladybug, Cat Noir finding out each other's identities. It's an alternate timeline. Hedge, what? It isn't. We need to erase their memories, then cries in oblivion. This is the thing what I'm saying, like it really lowers the stakes. Whilst it does make for some very interesting episodes, and I do actually quite like a lot of the time travel episodes like Cat Blanc. I would think Cat Blanc is in probably everyone's top 5, if not top 3 favourite episodes from the show, because it is such a good episode. But it just really lowers the stakes of everything, so I don't know, I think it would be really interesting to take all the time travel episodes out of the show and restructure it to see what the plot could have been like once we finish the show. Not now, it'd be hard to tell right now, but I think that could be really interesting, you know? Next meme. Marinette cringingly trying to impress Adrian. Is cringingly a word? Adrian. Hell yeah. God. All of their faces, it fits so well. Wow, Adrian's face. Is this from the original Mr. Pigeon? I don't think I've done a screaming session on Mr. Pigeon, have we? Definitely Mr. Pigeon 72. Maybe. Was I even making? No, I don't. No, wait, hold on. I think the first screaming session I ever made was, of course, on my beloved episode Guilt Trip. Oh gosh, I don't think we did one on Mr. Pigeon 72. Maybe we did, I'll have to have a look. Wow, but the parallels drawn here, absolutely amazing. Next meme. Tell me you watch Miraculous Ladybug without telling me you watch Miraculous Ladybug. I'll go first. I started having a habit of rubbing my neck when I get nervous and I'm into fencing. And Hedge said, I always carry an umbrella with me in case I meet a girl out, like, how's that? What would it be for me? Probably always doubting someone when they say he's just a friend, she's just a friend. I'm like, if someone says that to me, I'm like, yes, you're going to marry them. I expect an invitation to the wedding. Thank you. There are probably loads of good ones. I can't think of them. I'm creative, but only in so many senses, and this is not one of them. So I'd love to know what you can all come up with for this, besties. Next meme. Hey Natalie, if you and father got together, I'd be very happy for you both. And then Natalie is like, oh, she's crying. I'd be absolutely over the moon, as you all know. Top shots for me. Adrianette, Marisha, Lady Noir, Gabe Nath. I love Gabe Nath with all of my heart. I am well aware, okay, first of all, a lot of people have a problem with Gabe Nath because they're like, oh, he's cheating on his wife. Yes, you are correct. However, because this is a kid's show, we know ultimately the kid's gonna win. Gabriel isn't gonna get to have his wife back. So at a future date when he needs therapy, he needs some closure, I feel like him and Natalie could get together and it would be a great relationship. It would be wonderful. As it stands right now, I don't want them to get together. It would be an absolutely awful relationship, but I cannot deny I don't think it would be cute, you know, like just in general. That's my idea for it. So I understand right now, yes, because Emily is still technically alive and they are still married. It would be cheating on her. Yeah, got it. But in the future, I'm like, yes, please. It would be amazing. And we already know Adrian ships it. I think it's right at the start of Felix, before Felix arrives. Adrian sat outside, his dad goes to talk to him, and his dad's like, I've got something to talk to you about. And he's like, it's okay, I already know. You and Natalie are dating. He's like, no. That's like one of the best Adrian moments in this whole show. Next meme. Ladybug and Cat Noir thinking they're about to get Hawkmoth to surrender his Miraculous in Cat Blanc. Hawkmoth saying Cat Noir's real name and yeeting him across Paris. That moment sent tingles all over my body. Not when he threw him, when he said his name. That was like, oh my god, don't throw him. When he said his name, oh my god, an unforgettable moment in the history of the show. I love it so much. That's kind of why I'm so apprehensive. I talked about this more in the 12 seasons of Miraculous video, where I said I didn't want them to be 12 seasons. Like, in theory, it sounds like it's gonna be great, but I'm worried if they drag it out, it's gonna like ruin the legacy of the show. Like in, let's say 20 years from now, I wanna look back on the show, rewatch some episodes and be like, yeah, that was amazing. Rather than like, yeah, like the first half was good, but then they dragged it out and just absolutely ruined it. You know what I mean? I love the show so much. I want it to have like a good legacy and that people look back on the show and like, yeah, that was something special, you know what I mean? Next meme. This scene, take the Miraculouses take the coffee. Magic jewels or a Starface, I'm taking the coffee too. I mean, I feel like she did make the right decision though, because I think I was going to say in my commentary video for Senti Bubbler that she should have just taken the peacock. However, that wouldn't have worked out well because he still has the amok, so he's the only one in control of Senti Bubbler. If she takes the peacock Miraculous, the only thing she can do is snap him out of existence and create a new Senti monster. Those are the only things she can do. If she took the peacock Miraculous, Gabriel Babes would still be in charge of the Senti Bubbler and he could still drop Alia's family, he could do something else horrible to them. She would have to act really quick with the peacock to save them. I'm not so sure she could, so I feel like she made a somewhat sensible decision. But I feel like she maybe could have got the peacock instead. Maybe. Because I feel like she did save them all with her yo-yo strings anyway. I don't know. Anyway, let's go on to our final viewer submission meme. So this is the viewer submission meme, so if you want to be in with a chance of having your meme featured in the meme review, there is a link down below in the description box to my Discord server. You need to join the server and there is a channel for posting your memes. It has to be a meme you've made yourself, not one you've seen somewhere else and just really liked. It has to be one you've made. This week, has to be one you've made, and everyone else in the server will hopefully vote on it, and the one with the most votes get put in the meme review. So this week's winner is Ari, so the fandom, the reveal, Bunnix. So that's what I've been talking about this whole video. It's a time travel focused meme review. Cat Blank was amazing, don't get me wrong. But Bunnix is like, nope, not time to happen yet, and I'm just like, when will be the time? And like, they've done their reveals so many times. I think I said this when I was on Cartoon Apocalypse's live stream in the chat, is because they've done the identity reveal so many times, I am worried about the real one and how good it's gonna be, because they've done the identity reveal so many times and I wasn't the biggest fan of it in Ephemeral, to be honest. Not the biggest fan of Ephemeral in general, let's be real. I am worried for the actual one. How good is it gonna be, because we've got it so many times now. I really want it to be something I enjoy. As you all know, I am a hardcore Love Square shipper stan, so I am definitely worried about the quality of the reveal when it finally comes time for it to happen, you know? So that was all for this week's meme review. I hoped you enjoyed it, besties. Thank you very much once again to Hedge for putting this together for me. I'd love to know what your favourite meme and why was, besties, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!